The mid-18th century in colonial America witnessed a profound societal shift, often described as a spiritual earthquake. This period marked the rise of the Great Awakening, a significant religious revival movement that fundamentally reshaped the spiritual landscape of the colonies. Sweeping through the American colonies during the 1730s and 1740s, this movement left an indelible mark on the burgeoning nation. It was a time of intense introspection and communal fervor, challenging established norms and igniting new passions. The Great Awakening was characterized by an intense religious fervor and a renewed, deeply personal connection to God. It moved away from formal doctrines, emphasizing individual experience and emotional engagement. This powerful movement was fueled by passionate preaching and deeply emotional experiences, often leading to public displays of spiritual conviction. It sought to re-energize a populace that many believed had grown complacent in their faith. Its emergence was largely a response to a perceived decline in religious zeal during the early 18th century. Many felt that the spiritual vitality of the first settlers had waned, replaced by a more detached observance. Traditional churches of the era were often seen as formal and intellectual, with sermons that appealed more to reason than to emotion. This approach inadvertently led to a growing public disconnection from religious life for many ordinary people. Among the most influential figures of the Great Awakening was Jonathan Edwards, a brilliant theologian and preacher. He is famously known for his fiery sermon, "Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God," which vividly depicted the precariousness of human salvation. Another pivotal figure was George Whitefield, an English evangelist whose charismatic presence and captivating voice drew immense crowds. His ability to project his voice across vast outdoor assemblies was legendary, making him an early media sensation. Both Edwards and Whitefield, despite their differing styles, emphasized the critical importance of personal salvation. They stressed an individual's direct, unmediated relationship with God, bypassing the need for elaborate ecclesiastical structures. The revivalist preaching of the Great Awakening was a true game-changer, directly challenging the traditional, often staid, church settings of the time. It brought religion out of the confines of the meeting house and into the public square. Preachers like Whitefield held large outdoor gatherings, often attracting thousands of attendees from all walks of life. These open-air sermons were a stark contrast to the more intimate, formal services of established denominations. The sermons delivered during this period were passionate, emotional, and highly accessible to everyone, regardless of their education or social standing. They spoke directly to the heart, using vivid imagery and relatable language. This inclusive approach meant that the message of the Great Awakening reached people from all social standings, from wealthy merchants to enslaved individuals. It fostered a sense of shared spiritual experience across colonial society. In doing so, the movement directly challenged the authority of established churches and traditional clergy. It suggested that spiritual truth could be found through personal experience, not solely through institutional channels. The Great Awakening fostered significant religious diversity within the colonies, as people sought out new forms of worship that resonated with their personal experiences. This led to a more fragmented yet vibrant religious landscape. It led to the rapid growth of new denominations, such as the Baptists and Methodists, which offered more emotionally charged and participatory forms of worship. These groups often appealed to those marginalized by older churches. The movement also challenged existing social hierarchies by emphasizing spiritual equality. In the eyes of God, all individuals were seen as equal, regardless of their earthly status or background. This emphasis promoted religious equality among diverse groups, including women, enslaved people, and Native Americans, who found voices and roles within the new revivalist communities. It was a powerful, if sometimes fleeting, equalizer. The Great Awakening encouraged a more individualistic religious experience, where personal conviction and spiritual transformation took precedence. This marked a significant departure from communal, inherited faith. It emphasized personal faith over strict church affiliation, suggesting that one's relationship with God was paramount. This idea empowered individuals to question religious authority and seek their own spiritual path. The influence of the Great Awakening spread rapidly across the colonies, uniting people across class, region, and background through shared spiritual experiences. It created a common cultural thread that transcended local differences. It significantly influenced education, leading to the founding of new colleges such as Princeton, Dartmouth, and Brown. These institutions were often established to train a new generation of evangelical ministers. The movement also boosted print culture through the widespread circulation of pamphlets, sermons, and personal testimonies. These printed materials helped to disseminate revivalist ideas far and wide, reaching even remote communities. Crucially, the Great Awakening planted seeds of dissent by emphasizing individual conscience and the right to personal interpretation of Scripture. This encouraged a spirit of independent thought and moral autonomy. It encouraged a broader questioning of authority, not just in religious matters but in secular ones as well. If individuals could challenge their ministers, why not their governors or kings? This questioning laid groundwork for emerging ideas about personal liberty and resistance to tyranny. The emphasis on individual rights and the pursuit of truth resonated deeply with later revolutionary sentiments. Ultimately, the Great Awakening was far more than just a religious revival. It was a profound cultural turning point for colonial America. It reshaped the very fabric of society and individual identity. It reshaped colonial identity, fostering a sense of shared experience and a common language of liberty and individual conscience among diverse populations. This collective identity would prove crucial in the years to come. The Great Awakening laid groundwork for the American Revolution, instilling a spirit of independence and a willingness to challenge established power. It continues to shape American values of freedom, equality, and individual conscience to this day.